Hi and welcome to Stamping with Linda, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today I'm excited to tell you that Stampin' Up! Has released their new exclusive paper trimmer. This has been in the catalog since June, but we were not unable to order it until just today. So some of the features of this personal cutter is that it is a full 12 inches, meaning that our cutting and our scoring blade store at the bottom so we don't have to remove them each time. The track locks so when we're transporting it doesn't move back and forth. We have an extended work area. It is 6 inches instead of 4 inches like previous cutters. But if we do need an extended working space, it does have an extended arm that goes all the way out to 14 inches. It locks in place and has a nice ridge for our paper to lay up against. There is also a foot so that it makes it nice and sturdy. So I wanted to share a fun card with you. This card layout was shared with me by Susie Miller from Louisville, North Carolina, and it is using our designer series paper. I don't know about you, but I am a paper hoarder when it comes to my designer series paper. I never know which side I want to use, and so then consequently I don't use any of the designer series paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a card using this piece of paper. It's from our Summer Smooch collection, and I am going to cut it at 5.5. Something I did with my cutting and scoring blades is that I wrote score and cut so that I know which is which, since both will be left in my cutter. So this piece of paper now is 5.5 by 12, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. I'm then going to go in with my bone folder and make sure those score lines are nice and crisp, because I need to know exactly where they are. I'm then going to take a ruler and I'm going to lightly mark from the bottom of my paper 2 3/4 inch. So I'm going to lay my paper on the 2 3/4, and I'm just going to make a light pencil mark. I need to do that on both sides. Well, if I get it lined up here, 2 3/4 is just below 3 inches. Why I needed to know exactly where my score line is, I'm going to cut from my second score line to the tip of where I put that pencil mark. So I want to put those 2 dimensions right in my track, and that was the scoring. I need to cut that. So I've cut it across, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, lining up my score line and my pencil line and cutting. What I have found that works best for this type of card is to take the biggest design in your designer series paper and use that for the inside of your card. You want to tape the triangle that you cut out, and you're taping like colors together. I've got that. I'm using my paper piercer as a mat to tape on. Just gives me a nice firm cutter. So now I just need to score this back and forth again. So I've got a pattern like so. Now I am going to take a piece of rich raspberry for the inside of my card. And this piece of cardstock was cut at 5 inches by 3 3/4, and the white piece is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8, and I'm just going to put that in the inside of my card like so. Next, I am going to take a scrap piece of Whisper White. I'm going to use my Rich Razzleberry and my Betsy Blossom stamp. So I'm going to ink that stamp. And again, I'm going to use that paper piercer so that I get a nice even coverage. I'm going to go in with my Blossom punch. I'm going to punch that image out. I then have already taken my 2.5-inch circle punch and punched out a 2.5-inch white background circle. I'm going to use my dimensional and put that right on there. I've also taken my Elegant Butterfly stamp, and with Yo-Yo Yellow have stamped a butterfly and punched that out. I'm then going to use a glue dot to mount that to my flower. Use my snail, and then I'm going to put that on the front of my card like so. Need some little dimensions to that, so I'm going to go in and get my pearls. I've already cut the long string of pearls into 3 pearls. Let's see if I, oops, looks like I'm going to pick them apart. Let's see if I go on the other side. Maybe if I cleaned off the edge of my scissors, that would help. So I'll just go in and get one at a time here. I like to go in with my scissors just to make sure I pull up the glue. And of course I'm having trouble with that because I'm taping it. Isn't that always the case? So there's that little pearl. Let's get him and put him over here on that glue dot. Well, now this is not working well. There we go. Flipped back over. Okay, so now I've got my 3 little pearls going on, and I'm going to go in and get a larger pearl. Again, I think my scissors need some Goo Gone on it. So I've got some pearls. Now I want to put a verse. I'm going to use the verse from the Petite Pears, and in the Razzleberry I'm going to stamp it and then just stamp at the top. It says, "Sending you many thanks." So there you have it, a fun card using our new exclusive paper trimmer. Paper trimmer is only $29.95, and you can order it online right now. Thanks for joining me.